Okay, so one of the questions was describe highlights of your experience while serving overseas, and I highlighted my first tour in the Navy back in the 70s. I visited a number of different countries and got to experience a number of different cultures, from the Japanese culture to the Chinese culture to the Southeast Asian cultures in the Philippines and in Singapore and in Malaysia and in Jakarta. So I got to experience a lot of different cultures and the way they live and the way they act and their religions as well while I was out there. And I found it very interesting that, like, the Japanese culture was based on honor. It's an honor-driven society, and honor is the most important thing to the Japanese and their families. On the flip side of it, later in life, I went to Bosnia shortly after the end of the civil war in Bosnia, and I got to experience the Muslim side of that country as well as the Bosniak side of the country, and see the differences in those cultures and how they treated each other. And as we would transition from one part of the country to the other, I could see the changes in the signs. They went from a Cyrillic writing, which is Russian in its roots, to an Arabic writing, which is where our words come from. So you could see the differences in the signs, you could see the differences in the way the people lived, but they were all Bosnians, and the difficult thing was understanding why they treated each other the way they did. And I think most of it boiled down to religion and who was in charge and who ruled which parts of that country. It was held together very tightly when it was under communist rule, and there was a communist leader who kept about 13 or 14 different factions together, functioning as a single country. And when that wall collapsed, the entire country just kind of disintegrated and fell into ethnic areas. So seeing that and observing it, and seeing the tanks and seeing the weapons and seeing all of the landmines and things that were left behind, and the damage that did to people, the damage it did to animals, the damage it did to civilization, was just an incredible experience.
What did that do to you as a person, or that experience? How did it change you?
It helped me grow, and it helped me understand just how wonderful it is to live in the country that I live in. I had been in the service for so many years, and I knew I was in the service to do the bidding of our country, to help where we could. But when I finally experienced that, and then I did experience it in the Far East as well, but when I really experienced it in Bosnia, it made me realize just how fortunate I was to be born into a country that is as rich and diverse and unified, for the most part, unified as a country with a national drive in a direction we want to go. I mean, it's a wonderful experience knowing I have that. But then you also wish it could be shared with other countries and other cultures. So.